So welcome everyone to this tutorial. In this tutorial, as you have already seen, we are going to discuss about the remote management of Cisco routers using the CLI, the command line interface. And before proceeding ahead, I would like to show you few things like client and server architecture. The device on which you're going to configure Telnet or SSH is called as SSH or Telnet server. And the device from where you're going to access the router or the device is called as client. So in this case, this is server, as I'm going to configure my services telnet and SSH over here, and I'm going to access this router remotely from this PC. So this is the client, telnet client and telnet server, and the client can be PC as well as router. So in this tutorial we'll see how to access from a PC as well as from a router. So let me show you the topology which I'm going to use today, and this is the topology which I'll be using today, and this topology have already updated on my blog, so you can see this topology on the blog and you can even download the configuration, the default configuration. So let's proceed and let us make the same topology in GNS3. Thirty-seven hundred routers, two routers, one switch, and a cloud. And in this cloud I'll be configuring my test PDF for PC adapter, add, apply, okay. And I'm going to change the symbol to make it look more better, more realistic. And let me connect this one. I want to connect this one in a manual way so that you can see which interface is going to which side. So with 0/0 is going to R2, which is to the WAN side, and 0/1 is moving. I'm connecting this to the LAN side. So our topology is done. Let me on the devices. So till the device get boot up, let me show you the topology here, which is there on my blog. So archnetworks.blogspot.in if you're using from otherside.com, and this is the topology here. So I'm using this topology, and for this topology the initial configuration I've pasted here. So what we need to do is we need to have the console access, and we have to paste all this one. So let me open router 1 and router 2. They are booting up. Let us wait for few minutes till they are booted up completely. So here R1 is ready as well as R2 is ready here. So let us copy and paste the R1 initial configuration. Control C to copy, right click to paste in this one. Yes, super copy. So the initial configuration of R1 is done. Let us go back again and let's copy the configuration of R2 and let us paste it over here. So the initial configuration of R2 is even done. Let me turn on the PC. Test PC here is my Windows XP which I have installed on Oracle VirtualBox Manager. So in this case my test PC is a virtual PC, and here I'll be using, let me check the network settings here, the VirtualBox 2, that is my test PC adapter. So the test PC is booting up, so let us wait till the PC comes up. Password for this one, I'm not going to say you the password is confidential. Let me check the IP address. Yes, the IP address is the same. Let us ping to the router R1 192.168.1.100. Let me do a continuous ping, it's pinging. So let me show you the IP address of router 1. This is the IP address. Now to make it confirm that my ping is going to router 1. I'll enable ICMP debug messages for few seconds so that you can be sure that the packet is coming from my PC to router 1. So here we are getting debugging messages which can be confirmed, so I'll just disable the debugging messages. So source is the router 1 and the destination is my PC, the test PC. So similarly, let us check the connectivity from the PC. Let me clear the screen and let me change the color so that it looks good and more clear. Now let me ping to 7.7.7. One second. I forgot the router to IP address. Yes, 7.7.2. Let us see whether the ping is going to R2 or not. Yes, our ping is reaching to R2. That's fantastic. Now let us start by configuring Telnet services on R2 remotely. So what I want to do here, I want to access router R2 from this test PC. So for that, I need to configure either Telnet or SSH. So we'll see that without configuring can we access or not. So telnet is the command and give the IP address of the device that you want to access. Now when I want to access through telnet, it is giving me one log, one information that password required but not set. So here you need to apply some login methods on this one. So we'll go to router R2 and the line VTY 024. Here we got various login methods. For example, if I say no login, which means that if someone wants to access R2, there is no login or authentication method for that. Let us go to a test PC and let us telnet again. So if I telnet again to router 2, you can see that I'm inside router 2. Now when I want to do something, when I say that I want to move to privilege mode, there is no password set. So you need a password even for the privilege mode. You should have authorization if you want to access the router. So let us go here and assign enable password. Enable password system. So now when I set enable, it is going to ask me, it is going to prompt me for the enable password, which is Cisco. Yeah, there's some celebration going behind my house. For the reason you are able to hear some cracker sounds. It's quite normal, and this is like a marriage season going on here. A lot of marriages are going on here. So you can see that we are inside router R2 and we are able to access your router remotely. Now we'll go to line VTY once again, and this time I want no login, which means no authentication method on line VTY, as well as I want to give full access. That means I don't want any enable password. So let us exit and let us try to telnet it once again. Now once I telnet, you see that I directly came into privilege mode. So when you issue this command, you're saying that whoever is getting online with UI, they should have full access. Okay. Now we have seen, like, if you want to apply password online with UI, then you should set password here. Password say Cisco, then apply login here. So this password is going to be applied on the line with UI. Now if I am going to access line with UI, so it is going to prompt me for the password, and the password is this one. Okay, so the first is login and privilege 15 is granted to that person. So we'll just remove privilege 15. Now you can see, now you will observe that the router is going to first ask me for the login password, and I don't have any privilege to get inside the privilege mode. Then he is going to ask me for the enable password as well. So I'll exit and we'll clear the screen and then let it once again to router 2. Now it is going to ask me for the password, which is Cisco, and when I say enable, it is going to ask me again, which is Cisco, same. Okay, now, like, if you want username and password to be asked, then we'll give one username with privilege 15. The password is going to be Cisco. Now go to line VTY and apply login local. Login local means the router is going to give you a prompt for username plus password, and the local mean here is the router is going to check the local database of the router itself for the authentication. Now when I type here, when I telnet to router, telnet to R2 7.7.7.2, the username is Arshad and the password for this user is Cisco. So you can see that we came directly into privilege mode because of this one, as I have given full permission for this user. And the login local is going to apply log username and password method on the line with UI. Now what I want here, whenever someone is going to log on, I want like, if I want a message on my screen, so that is like log on successful, log on failure. If there is a wrong or if there is a successful authentication, then I should see some method, login method on log on my console access of the router. So let me do telnet one more time and let me say this one, Arshad, and password is Cisco. So I was successfully authenticated to router R2, and you can see that login success, username is Arshad, the source, this is the IP address from where the source is logging, and the local port is 23, so, and this is the time. Okay. Now, Telnet is very useful when you want to access your router remotely from a different place. But don't make sure that you have configured Telnet properly on the router. Otherwise, you won't be able to access this router. Telnet is a legacy protocol, and Telnet has its own drawback. So for example, if someone inside your LAN is capturing your packets or capturing the network segment packets, I'll show you that we got one tool here, Wireshark, and using this tool, I'm going to capture the packets. So this is the interface through which I'm going to capture the packets, and if I see here, if I do some configuration, if I generate some traffic, my Wireshark is working behind. So see here our telnet packets, this is the telnet packet. So right click and follow TCP stream. Now here we can observe that your telnet is just transferring the data in a plain text. Whoever is going to capture the packets, they can see all the configuration of router 2. That means that they can capture and they can see whatever the communication is being to happen from the test PC to the router. So see here, even your passwords are being displayed here and everything is being displayed here. The whole configuration is leaked out. So Telnet is not secure. You cannot use Telnet for the remote access from anywhere, whether it is LAN or whether it is WAN. So to overcome Telnet, we need SSH. And there are few steps that if you want to configure SSH, we'll go step by step. The first name we need to configure is the host name. A router should have a proper host name. Then you need a domain name. Then you have to generate keys, as SSH is going to use encryption keys for the purpose of encryption, and then create users and then apply login method on the line with UI. Let us see this. So step one was to create a host name, or to configure a host name, we'll say host name as SSH server. Then we'll give domain name as archnetworks.com. Then we'll generate keys, crypto key generate RSA. RSA is the algorithm that we are using here, and you can generate keys starting from 360 to maximum 2048. The recommended is 204. It makes it more strong, and make sure for example, the more stronger the key you generate, the more stronger or the more stronger your algorithm becomes, and it's like very difficult to break the encryption key. At the same time, your stronger key can make the communication slow. So here I'm going to generate 1024 bit key, and you can see that as soon as the keys has been generated, the SSH has been enabled here. Now we'll create one user here. I want to see whether there is a user here. So this is like I'm going to filter in the running configuration. I'm going to see for username. So we got one user called Arshad who's privilege level 15 and the password is Cisco. So step 4 is also done. We will go to line VTY 0 to 4 and I'll say here login local. Now we'll move to PC and we'll exit this one. Now from PC, if you want to access your device using Telnet or using SSH protocol, then you need one application called as PuTTY. This is the application, the famous application, and select the protocol SSH and give the IP address of the router. So this is like the key is the public key which is sent to you by the router for the purpose of encryption. So just accept this one and log in as Arshad and the password is Cisco. So we are inside the router and you even got one message here. The login was successful and the port number this time is 22. That means we are connected to this router on SSH. Now at the same time, like let us see our Wireshark is working or not. Let me close this one and let me generate some traffic here. So our Wireshark is not working here. What I'll do, I'll just close this one and open it once again. Yeah, our Wireshark is working behind. And I'm doing some work. I'm seeing the configuration here. That means I'm generating some traffic from my test PC to the router. You can see that the SSH is encrypted response packet. The source is the destination is my PC and the source is the router. Let us try to follow this TCP packet, TCP string. Now you can see that the configuration or whatever the packets are moving from the test PC to the router, those are being encrypted. Now if somebody is even capturing the packets, they won't be able to understand as this is in encrypted format. This is a ciphertext, unreadable text. So this proves that your SSH is more secure than Telnet. So this is like making your remote access more secure. Now we'll explore some more options in this one and we'll try to similarly access your router R2 from one more router R1. Here the method is different. The command is SSH-L. The login name is Arshad and the IP address is this one. Password is Cisco. So this is the method how to do SSH from the router. SSH is a command, then -L is an option here. Arshad username and the followed by the device IP address. Right, done. Now if you want to do telnet and the IP address of the device. Arshad and Cisco. You're inside the router R2. Now there is one more method for telnet. Just type the IP address and hit enter. This is the shortcut method. Cisco. You're inside the router 2 again. Now we came to know that telnet is not a secure protocol for the remote access, but still you can see that telnet is enabled on the line VTY or on the router R2. So what we'll do here, we'll just go to our router R2 and we'll disable this one. Go to line VTY 0 to 4 transport input SSH, which means that the incoming connection for the line VTY on this router should be only SSH. Telnet is not accepted here. Let us try this one. Now try to do telnet and you can see that the connection is being refused by the remote host. Why? Because telnet is disabled here. Now here I'll show you few more options here, like transport, input, SSH, and telnet, which means only SSH and telnet is allowed here. And if you say none, no connection is allowed, no protocol is allowed here. If you say all protocols are allowed here. So we'll go ahead and make like SSH, and it's always better that you disable your auxiliary line because we are not going to use this one. So we'll say transport input none. So my auxiliary line is disabled right now, and that is this was one more way to secure it. Like, SSH is secure, and you should force your user to use only SSH. They're not allowed to log in using some other unsecure protocol called Telnet. Now what I want here is, let me move back to the topology. Now this is my management PC, or this is my test PC. Now what I want, this router R2 should allow only this PC. SSH or Telnet, any kind of access should be allowed to this PC only, not for this router. I should not, or my other user should not be able to do Telnet or SSH from here. So for this one, what we need to do is we need to check the IP address of your PC. Let us go to the command prompt here, Windows plus R, type cmd, and then type ipconfig. The IP address of my PC is 1.1. So we'll go here and we'll create one access list, 10, the action permit, then the host is 192.168.1.1. Beside this host, no one is allowed. So 10, deny any, or let's stop them. Now before, like for example, before applying this on the line VTY, I just want to show you one thing. Now I can do SSH from router. SSH is allowed here. But what I want, SSH should not be allowed for this router. SSH or any other protocol should be only allowed for the management PC, for only one PC. So that is the reason we have created this access list, and after that we have to apply this access list on the line VTY. So access list, the number, and it's an incoming direction. Now if you try to telnet from router R1, the connection is going to be refused. Let us go to a test PC and let us try from here. Where is my button? So I'll close it and we'll ping it. We'll do SSH one more time. So I'm getting the prompt screen, which means the configuration was proper, and this is like making it more secure. Now I got few other option as well. Like this is like login is going to be blocked for 60 seconds after a user is going to try two wrong attempts within 60 seconds. And this is, we have already seen log on failure, log on success, and after that one we got service password encryption, which means that all the running configuration password are going to be encrypted, and this is a very good option. Now for example, see here, I'm not using this line and the connection is open but it is not used. So this is like one more kind of DOS attack. So what we can do here, if the user is not using the line for say for 60 seconds or for 1 minute, first we should go to line VTY here. Let us say exit timeout. Now like if the user is not using the line for 1 minute, then it should be closed automatically, and that is like optimizing your router and also protecting the router from the different attacks. So I would like to thank you very much for giving your precious time to watch my video, and stay tuned to my blog. And if you need any kinds of networking tools, you can switch to my blog as well as you can. And if you want me to explain some security concepts, like I'm a security trainer for NA and as well as NP and other firewalls like Sonic, Juniper, Fortinet, all kinds of firewalls. So if you have any kinds of doubts and if you're not clear in any specific configuration, just write on the Facebook or just mail me, just send me any kind of conversation through any way. If I have time, I'll show you, make that video for the upcoming week. So thanks a lot for watching my video. Bye bye.